the knob off. You're tuned in to the #1 show on the planet. The Heffron and Reep Show.
Hey, everybody, you're listening to the Heffron and Reep Show, and my camera is too close to my face, and I don't know what to do. Hey, we got one piece of info that is going to save your life right now. Some of you are probably about to die right now. Ooh. But we have a piece of info. But before we give you that info, hi guys, welcome to our channel. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you'll know every time that we're online.
Yeah, and then share it too. Share the video. Sharing is caring.
I don't have a thing that people are going to die from. I just watch a lot of YouTube videos and just everybody stops down to say, hi guys, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the ring button, leave a thing. Yeah. And then right now, somebody I could tell already hit the boo, the thumbs down, boo.
Yeah. I feel like you have to, otherwise people forget to do it. But I know it's cheesy. But I'll tell you what is not cheesy is heffronandreep.com.
Yeah.
If you go to heffronandreep.com, you can listen to old episodes. You can watch the show. You can listen to the show. We're everywhere you get your podcasts, the Apple, Spotify, Pandora, Stitcher, Podbean, iHeart, you name it, we're on it. And we're also a YouTube video. So there you go. And our tour dates are listed at heffronandreep.com. You want to know where John Heffron's going? Heffronandreep.com. You want to know where I'm going? Heffronandreep.com. For all your Heffron and Reep needs. So where is your next gig, John Heffron?
I am at the Punchline in San Francisco, September 30th through October 2nd. That's San Francisco. Have not been in some time because of COVID. Have not been. One of my favorite clubs. Looking forward to.
Is that 2 levels? Do they have a balcony?
It's not. No, it's super small.
What am I thinking of?
125 people. It's on top of. You're thinking of Cobb's.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Cobb's. Okay.
Cobb's is like, yeah. I used to perform at Cobb's, but Punchline is the one that's been there forever.
Did they
parking structure?
Okay.
Yeah.
Did they have a kitchen fire like in the last 5-10 years or something?
I don't know. I think almost any comedy club probably contemplates a kitchen fire and burn it to the ground so they can stop.
Sometimes I think that's a move like, oh, sorry, we're going to have to reschedule you. We had a kitchen fire. And so we're dealing with that. I was booked there one time, and that actually happened. That's why I'm asking. Well, that's great, John. I left my heart in San Francisco. It's a beautiful town, beautiful city. I hope you have a good time. I hope you sell lots of tickets. I hope you now they're pretty strict with the COVID testing. Am I right?
Yeah, I have to get tested every time I walk into the building. I get a rapid test, and they're still doing masks on thing. So. If you're morally against safety, then stay home. Show up. I don't know.
It is what it is.
I'm over it. Yeah. So,
but I, if you're asking where I will be,
I should. I'm so self-centered.
It's okay. I was waiting for you to ask me like I asked you.
I don't know if I'm being honest. I need to. I have to stop being so self-centered.
I don't look at it as self-centered. I look at it as your mind is very busy and you have a lot of things you want to say and you don't want to forget them.
It's a character flaw that, so don't take it personally, happens outside of the podcast also.
Okay. Well, hey, let me just say something. I appreciate you admitting and saying that to me. That's very kind of you.
Okay, hold on. Let me do better. Hey, John, one, I think you look beautiful today. And also, where are you performing this weekend? I would
thanks.
Like to know about you.
Well, thank you, John. I think you look pretty good, too. I like your hat. I like your flannel shirt and your glasses. You look very distinguished and blue collar at the same time.
Yeah. So you tell me where you're at and I'll show you my surprise.
I'll be in Dallas, Texas at Highness Comedy Club. Dallas, Texas, Highness Comedy Club. 2 shows Friday. 2 shows Saturday. That's October 1 and October 2. Lovely club. I love the guy who owns it. Always have a good time when I go to Dallas. In fact, I'm contemplating, and maybe you can help me with this, John. I am contemplating staying Sunday an extra day because the Panthers will be playing the Cowboys in Dallas that weekend.
Why would you not? You should.
2 reasons why I'm not.
Okay.
1, I'm not drinking in October. So me at a football game,
Not drinking.
not drinking with people I don't really know that well, 100%.
Okay.
Could be a problem. So if it weren't for that, I probably would. I've been known to do this before. Just like I'll find a ticket, I'll ask the audience, I'll go on local radio, like, hey, who's got a ticket? I'll sit with you. We'll hang out. We'll drink together. I'll be your friend. But you got to get me in. So, and I do know a guy who works at a local, he works in Charlotte. He's a newscaster in Charlotte. He's a sports guy. His name is Will Kunkel. Shout out Will. Great guy. Loves sports. He's actually working that game for the TV station, and his wife will be there sitting by herself. And they gave me an invitation to sit with them. And I'm going to come back because that's how serious I'm taking Sober October. That's all. Sorry.
Wow. Well, it's good you're doing the Sober October thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's commitment.
I'm nervous about it.
You go. It'd be cool to be in the stadium. Yeah, right. Like, do you get? I can do maybe I'll have one glass of wine. Like, it's just nothing. You're going completely sober.
Yeah,
for full.
And what sucks is I'm working almost every weekend in October as well, and I have a pre-show ritual where I'll have a Red Bull, sugar-free Red Bull, and a little vodka, like one before the show. And now I'm thinking, that's going to mess up my ritual. I'm going to be around alcohol. It's going to be tough, but no biggie. I'll just zoom in, zoom out, do my shows, and then I just can't linger in the club. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
So last week was when was it? My favorite time of year.
7 days ago.
So obviously, the song, do you remember the 21st night of September?
Yeah.
In the night away out. And then so I started thinking about that.
Mm-hmm.
So then I started thinking of the song Wake Me Up When September Ends.
Yeah.
Green Day. Right. And then you obviously have Prince, 1999. I have an idea of, I don't have any lyrics, but first I think we come up songs that have days in them, like specific days. We should be working on that. So then next year when that day comes, we have a theme for that day that we wrote. So we have to think of a day to write a song about. That's random. Like, why is September such a thing? September,
yeah, it's in a lot of songs.
There's a lot. September's in. I don't even know how many songs have September. I can think of 3 off the bat.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's days of the week. So like Monday.
Yeah.
Can't trust that day. And then like
Manic Monday.
There's Tuesday songs.
Sunday Kind of Love is a thing. Really not a lot of Thursday. There's not a lot of Thursday or
Wednesday. You would think there would be maybe there's a Wednesday. Is there a Wednesday song? Leave it in the comment section.
I'm not looking up any of these because I'll get sidetracked, but we need to find this where there's some wiggle room. So maybe we need to write a song about a Wednesday in November.
Oh, Cold November Rain. Oh, Wednesday in November.
There is a November rain. But I think you get January after the 1st, right? After January 1st is always this weird, performing is a weird time because everybody's so holidayed out.
Right.
That everyone is kind of like, oh, I'm not going out. We just had to go out minus pre-COVID when things were normal. And then February kicks in when it's Valentine's. February, March.
There is a song. I just looked it up as we were talking about Wednesday. Macklemore. Remember Macklemore?
Okay.
He's got a song called Wednesday Morning. there's children's songs about Wednesday because that's, part of, and then Lisa Loeb has one called Waiting for Wednesday. There's a couple of more. John Lee Hooker, Wednesday Evening Blues.
Okay.
But yeah.
Can you look up months? Like what songs have been written the most?
Okay.
September has to win.
We got November Rain. We got Amy Winehouse, October Song, September Girls by Big Star, February Stars by Foo Fighter, June Hymn by this is crazy. Oh no, that's a hymn. Sorry. I thought that was a real rock star. Pale September, Fiona Apple. Remember her?
So September has the most so far. We're on like 5 for September.
Yeah. December, my December. Yeah. So I'll bet you November, December, September, and then like a June or a July has the most. I don't see anything. Well, there's got to be an October song. Yeah. October all over.
Maybe
there's a J.P. Cooper September song. There's another one. Yeah. You're
What's
right.
September song. That's what it's called. Is September song?
Yeah. Do you know who J.P. Cooper is?
I
don't either.
Like September, like I was thinking, what if we write a song that sings about September and all the songs that are in it?
Oh, I got you. Here's September song. He looks like a Rastafarian, a white guy who looks like there's been a Rastafarian kind of dude. Yeah, I don't. I think it's one of them songs that doesn't have the word of the title in the song.
Maybe we write a song about September and we just reference all the September songs.
Oh, yeah.
Do a mashup. We need like a theme where people are excited that it's going to be.
Oh, I like it. Why don't we have a song about all the months? So we have a November Rain reference in there. We have Moody Blues or Monday Blues. Oh, yeah, we do a song about all of the months, and it's like, and that would work for every day of the year.
Because they have what's the old school like February, my heart's a bonbon down. January, I want some.
Yeah.
Right. So you're doing all year where you just go through each month.
Right. Okay.
And then you kind of reference whatever song's in there. And the whole theme of the song is our beats are all year or something. I don't know.
Well, I'm
in a music mood. I'm in a music mood because this weekend we decided to go out, like physically leave a house. So I was in charge of coming up with like a date night, and I was stressed.
Okay.
Because I don't, do you go play lasers? What's a date night anymore? I don't even know. Like everybody has everything they want at their house. You can have a drinking night. You can have a make dinner night. It's all right. You want to be around crowds. So I found this brewery / winery kind of by me. And then I went and I saw their tickets. It was a Van Halen cover band.
Ooh.
And you had to buy tickets, and then you got your own bourbon barrel. That was your table. So you got your own seating, and then that place was yours, and you could order charcuterie boards, wine tasters, beer tasters, and it's just, but you're sitting, because I've reached the age where if I go to a concert, that's fine, but I'm not standing.
Mm-hmm.
I watch the entire concert just sitting down. Remember that place we used to go in Laurel Canyon, the Canyon Club?
Yeah, I forgot to. You sent me a clip of me singing John Waite's song. I
didn't know where that was from. Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah. So we went there, and I got all excited, and the band was called Panama or something. And this drunk guy gets on stage, and he's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, Panama," and kind of nobody claps because everyone's just eating. And I think the Tigers were playing, and then there's a football. Michigan State was on. There's kind of like people were going, and then the guys get on stage, and they're dressed like Van Halen.
Okay. I'm liking this.
But I'm spoiled because you've seen Steel Panther, or they used to be called Metal School, just in Los Angeles. I think one of the greatest. They're not even a cover band anymore. They have awesome songs.
Yeah, they have original songs.
It's hard to see anybody else because you just think that they're faking it. Because those guys, Michael Don, those guys are so good.
Yeah, that is exactly what every tribute band should aspire to be.
And they have their own songs that you're excited about them singing their own stuff opposed to 80s stuff. So the band gets on stage and, so you're kind of expecting a guy's going to be like Eddie Van Halen. It's kind of tough. So he gets in, all the guitars look like Van Halen. And then the lead singer guy gets up and looks at the thing, and he kind of looks like David Lee Roth. And I think he kind of sounds like him, but the sound system sucks. But literally, here's the first word out of his mouth. He puts his hand like this so he can see the crowd. He puts his hand, which I hate when comics do that. If somebody's talking in the back room and they go like they put that hand so they can see him.
Yeah,
that shows a non-dominant position. You never do that. You just look in the direction. Okay. You don't try to cover the eyes. So he goes, we're Panama. Hey, I can't even do David Lee Roth, but he's like, we're Panama, and we're gonna play some Van Halen, and people are like, woo! He's like, we're gonna play about an hour of deep cuts and B-sides, and then we're gonna play 2 hours of hits. Now let's start with the B-sides. And then he turns to the guitar drummer, and the drummer plays, and they start playing. Then they get to song 4, and they're still playing. And then I was pissed because I'm thinking, who starts with an hour of shit nobody knows?
Right.
Why would you admit it? And why wouldn't you start, if you're a cover band, with just play the hits?
Yeah.
That's why they're there.
Even if I were seeing the real Van Halen
and they said those words
and they went deep cut, I would go to the bathroom and get a beer or something and come back.
And then they played nothing. Nothing anybody knew unless you were a really big Van Halen. But then I don't even know so the guy playing Eddie never left. He was off in the corner, never left where he played guitar, never moved from the spot once.
Right.
So if you want to see a Van Halen cover band, Eddie Van Halen was all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's not hanging out in the corner. But I don't even know if their instruments were plugged in, to be honest with you. They could be like now cover bands could have an iPad and just hit a button.
Right.
I heard keyboards and there wasn't anybody playing keyboards.
Right. Yeah. It could just be one track and they're just lip syncing and doing air guitar, huh?
Then the guy did this thing where he brought like a bachelorette party out and they danced because they were forced to dance. They didn't want to dance. And then when they got done, now there's 6 people on the dance floor. He turns it back to everybody and he starts talking to the drummer for 3 minutes, maybe. Like now there's people on the dance floor and he just didn't take advantage of it. That's why I would have jumped into Jump or any dancey thing that you actually have the 4 women that were at the place.
Yeah.
90% dudes. It was like Smurf Village ratio. And then he would do this move where he would walk out. He just kept showing his butt. But I think the guy was like 60.
I was going to ask, how old are these guys?
Well, I sent a video to Alan, and you can see our view at one point. I think their sound. I'm not sure. If you want to play that, Alan.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. No way.
Yeah.
Well,
but the sound system was like,
yeah.
And he would just stand. Yeah,
that's a hell gig for those guys too. I mean, if you're going to do a hell, because if he's the tables, it's people are eating. It looked like a nice restaurant with tablecloths and wine glasses. And this dude's up there like he looks like he should be at a keg party, and you guys are at a fine dining restaurant. It looked out of place. It
was funny when we walked in there, and I don't have better thing. We sit down, and I look at Michelle, and I go, do I have a? Oh, okay, I can't. So I'm going to show you this. This might be horrible. Yeah, you can't see it.
What's happening? Describe. Oh, is he on stage?
Just you kind of see the stage with the little how the tables are set up.
Right.
Okay. So first thing on my thing, I'm looking and I'm like, the thing seats about 300 people, and you're outside and there's a stage. I looked at Michelle and I go, me and Reep should do a show here. Because it's in this winery. And I literally go, me and Reep should do a show here. And then she goes, are you always working?
Right.
Shut up.
Well, that's cool. I don't understand why they wouldn't play the hits right out the gate. That's pretty stupid. I do love a good tribute band. There's one here that we had. Throwdown Jones. These dudes, they're all great musicians, and they get together and they do. It's like an '80s hair metal cover band, and they do some good. They do some. It's a fun time. The guy, what I love about the lead singer, and they've been on the country-ish show.
Right.
What he does, what I love, he does a thing with his hands. So when he sings, he'll do a point when he sings. Right. Sometimes it'll be this way, like he's reaching out, and then sometimes it's up here, like I need you, like he's good with the hands. Sometimes it's sideways, and it's all fingers. But me and Alan were counting how many hand gestures does he have.
This is like, I'm giving you my love, and then this is, I want your love.
Yeah.
And then
this is like, wait a minute.
Yeah, this is like, hold off, I'm in love. And the side is just like where we don't.
Think about it.
Understand. What do you want, a man? But now I know. And then the hands come back.
I think we should be friends, not so much lovers.
And then back to you. So that's definitely.
Yeah, he took a class in how to do the hands, and I love that because he's got these leather wristbands on. It's funny, and it does a lot of I like a good scream.
I was wondering, like, so those guys that are in cover band, they meet women, and they go home with them, right? I'm sure that there's a Neil Diamond impersonator that met a woman and went, but aren't you already? You're starting your relationship off on a lie.
Yeah, the highest compliment that they will ever receive is, "You sound just like them."
And as a person going home with that person, I mean, they kind of think that they're going home with whoever they're impersonating.
I have befriended
an
Elvis impersonator. I did the country music tour cruise a while back. They had 4 Elvis impersonators on the ship. They're the closest ones to my age because everyone else was old on that ship. But anyway,
right.
I hung out with these dudes. One was from England. 2 of them from England. One from like the Australia. One from Canada. But anyway, they had girlfriends on the ship, and I was like, I wonder what they think. And I will say now that the 2 that I knew are no longer with those girls. So maybe it's a short-term fantasy in the girls' heads, like, oh, I'm gonna imagine that it's Elvis. As long as I can. But at some point, that's going to wear off, right?
That's what would draw you to them. Yes, I'm making broad strokes. I'm not talking women to men. This is equally a guy could see a woman dressing like one of the women from Heart. But if you're watching them for an hour of a cover band and you're falling in, you're going, I'm attracted to this person. You're attracted to them performing, them with the music, everything that makes people on stage more attractive. You're 6 foot higher than everybody physically. You're on a stage. There's lights. You're on. Everybody's focusing on you. We get that. But then when somebody goes home, like it's such a. Does the guy spend the next 45 minutes going, well, I don't really be this guy. I'm really in this my other band, Sledgehammer, and we've got a record deal. And you blow off that you're in a techno new wave 80s cover band, and that's why you're playing Devo covers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But like you said,
to everybody. But I think you're starting off not who you are. Because the person literally meets you as a different human being.
Yeah, and then over time you get to know that person, and they're either cool or they're not, and then maybe if you're cool with it, you're like, oh well, that's still kind of neat that my partner, my significant other, does this thing, and it brings so much joy to people. So it's okay. I think it's fine. Are you? I mean, I wouldn't do it. I don't.
Well, I wonder just about cover acts like that after seeing, right? Because there's weird union stuff they have to pay. Like bars have to pay ASCAP and BMI to play music. If you hear music at a bar, that's not free.
Right.
I discovered on my brother when we went to North Carolina, he had this Roku TV. Roku, did I say right?
Roku?
Yeah. And there's channels on there, and there's this thing on there called Loop TV. I've never heard of it.
Okay.
And it's 80s loop. So you put it on, it's just 80s videos, and it's on a loop. It's literally called Loop TV.
I love it.
And if you had that for your bar or business, you would pay them. I read the whole thing because I'm like, it's like $79 for the month, and they pay for all the rights for you to play it. And then you could have every 4 videos, the John Reep Bar and Grill, nachos, say like, if you're just at a bar and you can put info. It's a whole thing. So I'm obsessed with that channel. Every night when I go to bed, I put it on this loop thing. It's free. And then you play. They played a lot of Prince that I've never seen before. Wow. Like there's videos that you think you've seen every Prince song, but I've never seen Never Take the Place of Your Man or the long version of anyway.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So then I started thinking those people in Vegas who do, there's a Joan Rivers impersonator,
right?
Like comics that impersonate other comics.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, so the Joan Rivers guy or woman or whatever they identify as, right, who's Joan Rivers, is doing Joan Rivers material. They're not writing a full new Joan Rivers act. They're doing.
Well, how could they?
Do they have to pay the estate of that person? Because if so, I think that's kind of a bullshit job as a comic.
Yeah.
Not as a band.
Right.
But do cover bands in Vegas have to pay some type of fee for playing those songs? I have no idea. I know we wouldn't know this.
Good question. And then what, well, now that she's passed away, it's probably get away with it more. I would hate it if I were alive and there was another comedian doing a John Reep tribute show. Like it's Ron Jeep, but he's just doing me.
Well, I know Gallagher, right? There was Gallagher, and then there was Gallagher 2, his brother.
TOO.
Yeah. So in the newspaper, old school, it would say Chaplin's Comedy Club, Detroit, so-and-so, Haywood Banks, and Gallagher 2, almost right. And also Gallagher, but that's not how it was written. Right. So then people would go and they would see it, but the guy would do Gallagher's material.
Yeah. He bought it from him legally.
Bought it, and then they sued. Then
he sued him to get his act back, and he lost.
That's insane.
Because his brother said, well, we did this legally. We had an agreement. You were tired of touring. I'm younger than you. I look just like you. You said I could have your act, and I'd do it. And now I'm loving it. And now you're getting jealous because I'm showing up. And he's like, well, I want my act back. He's like, oh, no, I'm not doing it. We had an agreement. And so, yeah, that's interesting. He lost it. So that's the only ones I know of. I know of Joan Rivers and the Gallagher too. Is there any other comedians that have a tribute person?
I think I haven't been to Vegas in 100 years, but I remember seeing that. I think the Joan Rivers one was like an hour-long show. So it wasn't even like you as a comic. There's a lot of comics that go, hey, it'd be weird if so-and-so was on your navigational system, and then they'll do, they'll do impressions, but not just a full hour of the impression.
Yeah. I saw in the local, there's a place here called the Silver Bullet, Wayno. Oh, you've been.
I've been there. The place is awesome.
At Wayno's, they had a guy named Jason Aldean. Not Jason Aldean, Jason Aldean, like you're chasing him. And he was a tribute guy who just did Jason Aldean. I didn't go see him, but that's pretty specific. Like I wonder if he mixes it up and does, Willie Nelson or Johnny Cash. Is it just Jason Aldean songs? I don't know, maybe 3 of them.
We got to find out if like a guy like that. So he goes to that place, right, and he makes who even knows, $1,200.
Yeah,
if that, right. But let's say he makes $1,200. Does any of that get kicked back to the artist that he's literally just being?
Right. I feel like there's an argument there that the original guy should be.
If I was Jason Aldean, which I don't know any songs that he sings, right?
I can't think of one off the top of the head, but I'm sure we've heard them.
Okay, so what if they did this? If I was Jason Aldean, I would have a Jason Aldean certification program. Right? So my Jason Aldean certification camp.
Right.
And with your certification, you get 3 Jason Aldean flannel shirts.
I'm playing some Jason Aldean for you. 3. This is what you get. You get 3 shirts.
You get 3 shirts. You get 2 pair of pants, and you get a catalog to sing 10 songs.
Oh, okay.
With my Jason Aldean program, I'm going to show you how to put on shows, pack them, and sing my number 1 hit. I don't even know.
Drowns the whiskey.
$20,000. It is a turnkey business. $20,000 cash. We'll set you up. We'll set you up with flyers. We'll have a photo shoot. We'll even see blah, 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 blah.
Yes. If you call right now, we'll throw in a pair of sunglasses. Yeah. I see it.
And we'll also show you 15 minutes of Randy Travis.
That would be great.
You can do a costume change and get 3, and you just certify everybody. And you only go to Jason Aldean certified performer.
That would be absolutely hilarious if like some big artist like that who knew that they had a tribute guy would start that program just like for real and just to mess with the guy. You could build a fake website. That'd be hilarious, man.
Right? Because I mean, like Bert Kreischer, he could certify Bert Kreischer's.
Yeah, right.
Like, why would you not have? There's that comic, I forgot his name, who created this play called Defending the Caveman.
Yes. Wow. I forgot about that. That was a big thing.
Yeah, I forgot the comic's name, but he created it, did the show, and then he was one of the first, I could be wrong with first guys, but then he realized if I teach this how to do this show to 5 other comics, I can be in 5 other cities at the same time and sell those out. And then he would have comics come through and they would memorize the whole manner. Defending the Caveman was just a play, just a one-man show, just the stand-up, but he would give it to him and he made $1 billion. Like, I wish I had info, but he did super well. And I think it's still going. And
that's like the Blue Man Group that, there's different blue men all the time. That's awesome, dude. Can I bring up something real quick? A little subject change? You want to do a subject change? Do you have it right there?
Subject change.
You and I have a fun thing that we do on Facebook from time to time. John Heffron is a verified page on Facebook. I am a verified page on Facebook. And so just to get attention from other verified pages and just steal their followers, we'll go to random ones and leave a comment. And I did that. And I tagged you. D. Allen Jackson, do you have the one that I did? And John, you're the one who told me to follow this page. Liz Marie Blog.
Oh, I love her stuff.
So tell everybody what this is.
What the blog is?
Yeah, what is this about?
I just love the style of how she does her homes. It's very
it looks cool.
Farmhouse chicish. Yeah. Everything's super plain colors. Everything's very neat. I get a lot of ideas.
So she posted this picture of these chandeliers that are circular globe-shaped chandeliers. She said, I found some great crystal globe pendant lighting dupes for crystal lighting in our front living room. And I thought, I'll leave a comment on this. I said, nice. Yeah, you never know when a disco party might break out because it looks like a disco ball to me. Yeah. And then I said, hey, John Heffron, and I tagged you. We were just talking about this.
Yeah, as we do on most of these. But I think
52 people reacted to it, and I've got 4 comments here. Thomas,
I must miss this one. I do so many to you, and you don't reply to some. I think it's just like time of day. Looking at your phone.
No, yeah, it just happens. No, it's fine. Thomas Ewert said, Ma said I could have one of the discotheque parties when I get all the cows potty trained. Okay. Lisa said, John Reep, you're killing me with these comments. Okay. Just need to move the couches. Yeah. So people got on here and they're playing with us, but I got like 52 people to react to that. I'm hoping I stole some of her followers. My goal is to, and I do this on Countryish, is to get the original person to also leave a comment.
I don't think I've ever, in the history of us doing that, I've never gotten anybody. Because I think people think we're shitting on him.
I got Cy Robertson from Duck Dynasty.
He responded to you?
Yeah. Well, whoever runs his page responded to me. I don't know if it's him doing it. He's probably too old to do it.
I got one. I think there was a Chelsea Handler and Joe Coy one. Are they dating or something? So,
yeah,
I comment on that. That was one that I was gonna like go deeper, but I just didn't.
Are they dating? Do we know the answer to this?
I don't know. I saw it on TMZ's site.
Yeah,
I wonder if they do date. If they sit around a kitchen table and then they have prearranged conversations, and then Chelsea then reads it, and then Joe Coy like jumps in, just like is funny out, and then they go to commercial.
Yeah. They're probably in their every conversation with. We'll be right back after these things.
That'd be fun. It's just that show. You ever do that show?
Not Chelsea. Oh no, I did. Oh my God, I did it one time. I didn't get a word in.
Yeah, it's hard
because Kevin Hart was on the panel with me before he blew up to mega status.
Yeah.
It was me and Kevin Hart, Chelsea, and I even forgot the other people, but I just remember shaking my head like I couldn't even get a word in because Kevin Hart, we all love Kevin Hart. Fine, funny. And if it's your thing, I'm not dissing the guy. But he would literally start talking and not have a point at the beginning of the sentence. And just like filibuster until he thought of something, and then it would come in, and I'm like, I wrote some stuff down I'd like to say, and I couldn't get to it because he wouldn't shut up.
That show, if you didn't watch it, they would just take news stories, and then they'd have 5 comics around a table, and Chelsea would read the news story, and then you'd round robin it, but you literally had to have 1-word answers to 2. There's kind of like the there's some like Joe Coy that I'm trying to think of the people that were regulars on there. So they got like 4 words.
Fortune Feimster.
But they're like, so a Florida guy got arrested for trying to have sex with a vacuum. And then it would go to you. And if you're like, boy, that guy, they would just cut because you said, boy, that guy. So you just go, that sucks. and then move on to the next one. And then Joe Coy would be like, yellow. And then it would just go on. Also in Wyoming, like it was such a weird, it was like a weird show, but it got so many people famous though. There's so many people.
Josh Wolf, right?
All those guys all popped because of that show.
Mm-hmm.
And they were funny.
Josh Wolf had a show too on CMT for a minute called the Josh Wolf Show. That was almost just like it was supposed to be the country version of that. And I did that show 3 times on CMT.
Those shows were like you can't. It's like you ever do morning. Well, I don't even know if there is morning radio in cities anymore.
There's some.
What you would do those morning shows, and I remember doing somewhere they'd go, okay, we're going to stop down for one segment, which meant you had about 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like John Heffron, you're at the Try the Good Nights in Raleigh. This shows John, like, what's it? I heard you had a tough flight in, and you're like, yeah, War of the Roses, and then they would just go, thanks, bud, and you get up and you shake.
Right.
Can we get a picture? And you're like, what the fuck? Why did I just wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning?
We could have recorded this in the afternoon yesterday.
Yeah.
It's a pain, but a lot of people got famous on that show. So that's what we're trying to do is get people to talk to us on Facebook verified pages. And Liz Marie is one of them. Is there someone else that you and I should be following? Hey, leave it in the comment section for me and John Heffron. Do you want Who should me and John Heffron, specifically for the Heffron and Reep show, should we be following so that we could leave comments on their pages? And then y'all weigh in with us. So far, we've been saying stuff like, oh my God, we were just talking about this. Yeah. And then the other person has to say, I know, right?
Should we change it up a little?
I think so.
Should we go a little bit more in depth?
Yeah. Because what we're doing, we're not stirring the pot. We're just basically just putting a couple of words to get people to look at it. But we need to do something, controversial or alarming or shocking to get people to respond more, but not to get deleted, because the person could easily delete your comment. So, it has to be a passive aggressive sort of thing,
Yeah, I'm looking now, like even on my thing, there's people I don't follow in my news feed. So I just looked. It was like Steve Byrne, and then it was Andrew Dice Clay, who I don't follow. But then there's a big follow him, but he's showing up in my feed all the time.
Right.
I don't follow him.
I wonder why that's happening to me too. There's people. I think it's because they must have been connected somehow, and Facebook is trying to get you to.
Okay, I follow Alan Jackson. I only follow the Alan Jackson. I don't follow this guy.
I'm gonna follow that guy.
Forever Blooming, Linda Mall. She shows you how to put flowers in a boot.
We should maybe we should follow like bands that are from the 80s who are actually still touring and doing stuff that are verified. How come we're not following Toto? Are they still out there?
There's a lot.
We should do that. Let's follow. Let's make a point.
I follow Christopher Cross, that guy.
Oh man,
he came here in Detroit, like at some bar.
Wow, I would love to go see him.
He's got like a lot of songs.
Yes, I mean he's half of Yacht Rock on Sirius XM.
There's a guy on because you listen to it too. If you listen to Yacht Rock, Michael McDonald.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if he's ever sang a full song by himself, but I hear him on so many songs where he's just he says 3 words. He's like Drake or who's the guy from the bald guy from Miami who just pops into a song and just Pitbull.
Another one.
He just says.
Oh, Pitbull, Pitbull,
yeah. Christopher Cross is like, so it's just a long way to go, and then Michael McDonald's like, long way to go, make it to the border of Mexico. But that he only has 3 words, but he does it on almost everybody's song.
Dude, he's kind of like doing what the comedian did for the man cave, the caveman, right? Like he's like, I'm so good.
I'm just gonna
be on everybody else's stuff as well. That's how much you're gonna want me. I remember like the movie Arthur with Dudley Moore.
Yeah,
I mean that's all Christopher Cross.
You find him. I bet you we can get. I want to try to get Christopher Cross on the podcast. He plugs enough stuff on his that I feel he's gettable. He's so social.
That's true.
I think he would come on our podcast.
We need to start doing that. Why don't we just start interviewing old school 80s, 90s people who are still out there doing stuff? Because now we can get them, like you just said.
I've tried to get mall people. I tried to get that actor guy.
Debbie Gibbs.
I've tried to every person I've ever tried. I've failed.
Well, I'm going to try too. I'm going to go for round 2. I'm going to give it a whirl, see what happens.
Yeah, you're getting guests on country-ish that are, I feel, better friends of me than you, and they're on your podcast, but won't be on,
Did you reach out to some of them?
That's the thing. I don't ask.
Well, country-ish? This podcast, what we have, me and you, originally I was like, well, this will just be me and John. It'll be very low maintenance. It's just me and John. So if we're going to start doing homework and getting guests, that's a whole nother ball game. But we could totally do it. We've had a couple guys zoom in from here and there, but I think it's a good idea. I mean, we get one. Yeah.
Yeah. I just hate asking people because they all say no. How do you get like on your country-ish? It's probably not a thing. You have a friend of mine, Kelsey Cook, coming on.
Yes.
Right. How did you get Kelsey?
All Things Comedy. All Things Comedy, that network. umbrella, I reached out to them. I said, here's a list of people I would like to have on the podcast that you host, country-ish. And they said, all right, we'll see what we can do. And that was one that got back.
So you're having Kelsey on, who is extremely funny, probably on 20 dates a year with me for the last 3 years. So she has a segment that she does that you probably will ask her about. Okay. Which is a foosball champion.
Right.
Kelsey's a foosball.
She's very good at foosball. Her dad was a yo-yo
thing. Kelsey's mom wrote the book on foosball, but she has a segment called Wrist of Fury.
Yes.
She challenges comedians to foosball.
You were on there.
Yeah. I guess who came up with it?
John Heffron.
Guess who told her that she should do it?
Of course.
And not of course. Has she been on this podcast? I raised you, Kelsey. I raised you.
Oh man, that's right. And look at the thanks that you get.
Don't even get me started.
No good deed goes unpunished. You know this. What other ideas do you have for her? I
came up with her shirt idea.
The 1985 champion. Yeah.
That's my shirt, because she had she's super funny. These are we brainstorm, I think, most of these together, eating a French dip at some restaurant during the day. So they're Kelsey's ideas, but you know how I
yeah. Did you? She does another one where she puts makeup on people without a mirror. They'll sit down and put makeup on each other. Did you come up with that one?
Did not come up with that one. Makeup tutorial is her. The foosball one is her. But sometimes, but you're gonna like her. She's super funny.
I've only met her the one time. But yeah. Oh, do we want to? So this podcast, right? Mm-hmm. We like to talk about 80s, right? Mm-hmm. But we're comedians. Do we want to talk about other comedians?
Is that gossipy?
I mean, maybe we should have a gossipy thing. Not in a mean way. I'm not a mean person. No. But it would, get some attention maybe if we could fake it. What if we, like right now, this is people who like us are listening to this and they could be in on the joke where we pretend to have a bold statement about one of them and we just cut that clip out and put it out there. And then once they finally get back to us, we're like, what the hell? Like, oh, you got to listen to the whole thing. We made it all up. It's just to get you to respond and just to get some attention. But what do we do?
Brad, I don't know. We'll have to think about that. I'm looking at my Instagram now. Like Brad Williams, he's a good sport. We can, that's a good guy to go after.
Yeah.
Knock him down a notch or two.
Whoa, I see what you did there. Because he's...
I accidentally unfollowed somebody and then I refollowed them. I don't know why. But I unfollowed and then refollowed Ari Shafir. Mm-hmm. See, so what I did is I can't log into any of my social media stuff, right? Like for some reason, there's no password, and then you said, "Hey, can you send me back a new password?"
You forgot your password,
but I can't even reset it. So I finally got into Twitter, and I wanted to not follow anybody. Mm-hmm. I was just, and same with Instagram.
Right.
I follow like a couple thousand people, but I want to blow out everybody.
Right.
And almost have zero.
Yeah. I did that on Twitter a long time ago.
Yeah, but I literally physically can't. So I just go through, and on my timeline, I'll look at it and I just unfollow almost anybody I see in my timeline.
Yeah.
And then it changes up your timeline. Then it's almost like you walked into a new mall or something. You're like, who are all these people?
Yeah.
I don't know this person. Right.
And how they get there.
Shows you. So Ari, which these are funny, puts up, he has fans do his tours. Like he names his tours differently every week, which is a really funny idea.
Right. Because you and I were talking about naming tours, and apparently a manager told you at one time if you named your tour, you would sell more tickets. And so we were kind of talking about and making fun of the fact that people name their tours and we don't have one. And then here's Ari renaming his tour Like I think he has the fans do it. The fans
he does fans, and he promises that his deal is, you do one, I'll post it, no matter how horrendous it is. Right. So he doesn't have, this isn't coming from his brain. Yeah. And then I was like, yeah, I'm kind of, I don't need to see this all the time. You know what's so funny about people giving advice? So I heard you should name your tour, right? But I always thought it was funny if you're only doing clubs. It seems stupid, right? I just don't like it. And then I was reflecting on my career and thinking about all the advice that I listened to, and then looking back, you realize this was all dumb. I should have just done everything the way I wanted to, and I would have been in the same exact place. So I shot a special that we were going to sell to Netflix right before like all the arena rock guys start getting specials. Like, so there's a moment on Netflix where if you had an iPhone, you could record your special, put it up, and Netflix would air it, and then you had a special on Netflix. Right. Then Netflix started getting into production of specials and started giving production deals to like, who's the Asian girl who's pregnant on every special?
Oh, Kathy, something. Yeah. Wong.
So Wong, Eliza, these are giving like big chunks of cash to them to do a special, but then now it's a Netflix presentation. So they weren't buying any production companies outside of Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
So I, with my awesome timing, put all my money down and shot my own special, and then went to sell it to Netflix. Robbie, the guy who sees, who buys specials, didn't even open the link. Right. You can tell. Didn't even open it. But it was right when the arena rock guys. So there's like 5 people that have special, like the
Dave Chappelle and
there's like the high school yearbook committee guys. Right. Those are the only people that would get specials. So I was mad at everybody. I'm like, well, this was a good special. The material was good. I just spent 6 figures shooting it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they said, well, it wasn't shot on a jib. So a jib shot is, so I had 5 cameras all around the club. A jib is when you're watching it and you see the cameras like rolling, or it's coming from really high up in the air,
right?
And then the camera comes down. That's on a big crane thing. It's a jib,
right?
That was a decision I made. I didn't have 20 grand to use a jib, so I'm like, we don't need a jib. Right. There's a lot of TV specials that are shot not on jibs.
Yeah.
So they go, well, it wasn't shot on a jib. So it just doesn't look like, even though it was shot in 4K, I shot it in 4K before 4K was even a thing. They're like, it needed you needed a jib. Then I turn on TV and I see, I don't know who she is. She was really funny. I watched a moment of her. This comic who shot her special in front of a brick wall in a parking lot with one camera.
Yeah.
And you never saw the audience. And she's literally in, like, you know how you have apartments and then you can park your car underneath the parking lot? It's not even at a comedy club. There's a 6-foot tall concrete wall that you could jump over that probably leads in the next apartment building. And they shot it. And and then I just went, what the fuck? What about the jib?
Right.
And then
where's this special now?
I hope it goes well, and I hope 1 million people see it. You know,
where is it?
Where's my special?
Yeah, the one that you shot yourself. You said you spent 6 figures on it, and I want to know, is it anywhere that people can see? It's just on that hard drive.
I can FedEx anybody this hard drive, and you can plug it in your computer. $10,000, and I have limited. I have 10 tickets.
We were talking. You need to cut this up and put it on your YouTube, man. That would be like
I'm fatter, and I talk about marriage. Like, the whole thing is my wife. I did this, and I came home, and my wife. So as it was at a different place that I don't talk about anymore. So do you do it and just remove yourself and just
say, look, this is,
put it out there
way back?
I literally name it the Lost Special, the Gibless,
the Gibless Lost Special.
I don't know.
pre-divorced Heffron. Yeah. I don't know. I think you do it anyway because everyone does a throwback Thursday or way back Wednesday. Just use it for that, put it up there on those days and throw it out once a week. I think you could cut it up and do it. I think it's a smart thing to do. Real quick.
Yeah.
Last episode, you teased the audience and me with something. And I'm going to try and do better for the audience at remembering what we did last episode. For those people who are binging this or listening to one right after the next, it's good to say what you were to do what you
agreed.
Yeah, to do what you said you was going to do. Yeah. So last episode, you teased us with something, and I want to bring it up now. You bought a bunch of stuff on Amazon. It showed up. We were talking about pencil sharpeners, and you said, "Oh, I got this other thing," and you showed me a picture briefly on your phone.
Yeah. So that was I bought the wrong thing, and I just haven't returned it yet. I thought it was like a sauna, a gut sauna where it makes you sweat.
Oh, yeah.
But I can't. So
what is it?
So I got it.
Wait, what are you doing?
Okay.
He's taking his shirt off, ladies and gentlemen, for the audio listeners only. He looks like he's wearing a black.
This is what I got by accident.
Oh, it's like a girdle. Oh, yeah. Now, what does that do? Now, turn around. Can you spin, or is it going to mess up the cord? Okay. How do you get into that thing? Where does it attach in the back? Is it Velcro? Is there straps? Is there hooks?
So I got this, and this is supposed to, if you wear this and you put on a dress shirt, or this goes under my t-shirt. So here it is.
Yeah.
You see the old guys that like wear their stuff.
Yeah, right. That's when I get out of the shower. That's where I put my towel. I'll do it like a chick almost.
So this, right? I guess I'm supposed to.
Right. Now, okay. So the purpose for you was that maybe it would like make you sweat more around your abs, and you would lose the love handles. Right. That's what you were thinking.
See how pushy this is? This is still. So this goes like this.
You got Spanx for your gut.
And yeah, so this just looks like even sticking out my gut. Sorry, I'm trying to it kind of hurts if you sit, but it's supposed to hold your stomach.
Well, is it working? Do we not like it? You're sending it back?
I'm just gonna keep it. I mean
Yeah. At this point, I would keep it.
It's a girdle, but you have to put it on. So
yeah, I was going to ask you, how did you get that thing on?
From your feet. I tried putting it over my arms and I got stuck. So I pulled it up over my legs, just like what imagine like a mini skirt, like a girl, like a bodysuit, those things that they wore in the 80s.
Yeah. Wow, dude.
They have those for guys. Those you ever date a girl who had the bodysuit where it's like the shirt goes into the crotch and then there's like a snap. Like at the crotch
between like a onesie for babies or something.
Yeah, they have those for dudes now. That's the thing. Where your shirt doesn't untuck. It's literally a body.
I have seen these. Yeah. I am curious. Yeah. I don't tuck in. If I were a tucker inner, I would be intrigued by this. I remember one time I walked in on my dad getting dressed, and I saw him stuffing. This is a dress shirt with a collar. Stuffing his shirt tail in his underwear. Yeah. And then he would put his pants on. I go.
That's where those dudes had those. They used to have clips that would go on the bottom of your shirt, like garters.
Yeah. And it would attach to your socks.
And they would go to your socks, keep everything tucked in.
Yeah. The things that people would do just to get the shirt to stay in the pants. That's just pull them out, man. But yeah, it's interesting. John, you could also tell people that that's not a girdle. You could say it's like a weight belt thing.
Yeah, I busted some ribs when I do my Muay Thai kickboxing.
Right.
I like to toughen my ribs. Yeah.
They should make it look like it's not a girdle. So the design on the girdle looks like it's like gauze, like you strapped, like you would literally wrap around you if you broke your ribs. So it looks that way for dudes in case you get caught wearing it. You know what I mean? I mean, you obviously don't care. You showed all of us. So that's pretty brave, and I appreciate you doing that. Does it work? Do you sweat when you wear it?
No, because it's not. All it is like rayon or something. So it doesn't cause you to sweat. I thought I was getting the sauna one that takes the water away from you.
Yes. See, when
this
I
one is just the tight, like super tight thing. I imagine if you had this on, because I know, right, women have like Spanx, or I think, the guys have. But if you went home with somebody and you had all that on, that would be weird if you were like taking off this. Like if a guy had this on and they reach in and maybe, and they're like, what is this you're wearing? Then you're like, I've been lying to you all day. Like it's not my body. I wear Spanx and this is, I have compression socks and things. And
I mean, she would dry up right there, right? I mean, that would just kill the moment. Don't you think? Spontaneous sex, back in the old school days, you getting that off.
Yeah, because women had those girdles where it was so like their ribs would break. They were so tight. Like I've only seen, right, where they have to pull the rope. Like, what was the way that guys took those off back then? Or was that not a thing? Did they have?
Good question. How do you take it off? You just take it off like a skirt, right?
I don't know how I'm going to take this off. I think I peel it off, get it around my ankle, knees, and then off.
I used to work at a place called RPS, which is like UPS or a FedEx place. And I was a package handler. And these boxes would come off a truck, and I'd pick them up and put them in another truck. Best shape I've ever been in my life. But I had to wear a weight belt, right, for your back. And when I take it off, my belly, just in that where that weight belt was soaking wet. So it did work. Like I sweat specifically in that area more. So that's what you were trying to do, right?
Yeah, I just had one bad day where my stomach was so puffy outy.
Can you do me? I don't know if you'll do this. It's a big ask. Could you take your pants off and then lower it down to make it look like a skirt for us right now? It's big. Are you wearing underwear, I assume?
No. What do you for the next one? I think it reveal too much. I think it reveal
because it's tight, isn't it? It'll be all up in your junk, wouldn't it?
It's tight. Yeah.
I mean, your butt might look good in it.
Yeah. Maybe for the next one.
Let's also do this on the show. I like watching things on Netflix. You like watching things on Netflix? Not a gibless special, but there are good shows on there. You're watching a thing called Sex Education. We could talk about that next episode. I'm obsessed with this show. The soundtrack's awesome. The colors of it, just how it's shot. Yeah. The material. At first, you're just like, oh, is this a really dirty show? It kind of is, but it's done super well. Mm-hmm. And the mom is a sex therapist played by the lady from X-Files. I forgot her name.
Doesn't look like her. Like I haven't seen.
Yeah.
Somehow she looks younger than what I remember her as on X-Files.
Her red hair has turned white.
Yeah.
And she's a sex therapist, and his son lives with her, and it's about that. But it's there was a scene in there I was going to ask you about. First episode.
Yeah.
Where a dude faked an orgasm.
Yeah, that becomes big in the thing. The reason why they dive really deep into sexual stuff and why people are a certain way and what the thing is. And the whole thing of the show is the kid's mom is a therapist, but he gives therapy to everybody in school for their sexual problems.
Mm-hmm.
Cash. And so he's like really like smart, and he kind of listens to what his mom always says. But it's it's good though. It's done really well.
Oh yeah, Alan's pulled up the trailer for it on Netflix. Sex Education. It's a English or British show.
I would recommend. The one thing I did with this is I did go subtitles, and it's helpful.
Yes, I do that when I can't understand things, or if it's quiet and I have to turn the volume down because someone else is sleeping in the house.
Yeah.
Subtitles.
I go subtitles.
Yeah,
but it's so good. It's so and
I will say that the first scene was pretty dang sexy.
Yeah, the whole thing's not like that. There's it goes all over the place, but it's good. It's good relationships. It's good parent relationships. The kids are like they're in high school.
This one with my girl Jody, and this will get us amped, in the mood.
It's good. It's really good.
I want to recommend one more thing, and then let's wrap this up.
Okay.
Love on the Spectrum on Netflix. It's a must see. Love on the Spectrum. It is a show that was shot in Australia. The season 2 just came out. I watched this a year ago, season 1. I was like, I love this show. It is about people who are on the spectrum with autism or whatever, and their quest to find true love. And this matchmaker pairs them up with each other. And there's some great character. My uncle Kenneth was like on the spectrum. He was mentally handicapped, right? Mm-hmm. So those kind of people have a special place. And when I watched it, it brought back, Love on the Spectrum. That girl's got autism. And these people they don't look weird. You wouldn't even know sometimes. This is my favorite one, that guy right there. And they're all Australians. So they got these thick Australian accents and just their quirks. And I will tell you, I was bawling at the end of this.
Okay.
I was bawling. Tears of joy.
Gotcha. Okay.
My heart was just like, oh, I'm such a chick like that sometimes. But yeah, check those out. Let's talk about next week.
All right, everybody. We are John Heffron, John Reep. If you want dates where we're performing, we have a lot. John's busy all of October. John's busy all of October. You can go to heffronandreep.com. Mm-hmm. I have stuff sporadically in November. heffronandreep.com this week. Well, depending on San Francisco, and then John's in Dallas.
I'll be in Dallas. I'll be in Raleigh. I'll be in Jacksonville, Florida. I'll be in Jacksonville, North Carolina. I'm going to be everywhere.
So, a lot going on. Don't forget to hit wherever you're watching this, whoever's feed, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, do all that type of stuff. Be safe, be kind, eat chocolate. What else?
Write us a review on iTunes. We need some iTunes reviews. That does help the audio portion of the podcast on Apple Podcast. If you write us a review, it bumps us up a little bit. If everyone listening to this would go to iTunes and write a review, I bet you we get bumped up to like maybe make the top 100.
Yeah, so everybody listen to this. Everybody, just go. Write something. Doesn't even have to make sense.
Oh, yeah. We should create a form letter and have everyone just copy and paste so it's easy for them.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah.
All right, John. We'll see you next week.
Bicycle.
Since you love the Heffron and Reep show, please go to iTunes and let them know. Rank the show and leave a comment. We don't care what you write, you know. They, Heffron and Reep, have low self-esteem. So please validate them by ranking them and making them seen. So no matter what